Hello everyone, my name is Cameron, welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing... fuck it, I'll leave that on. It actually is lighting up better than I thought it would. Today we're doing the Extreme Rules 2020 review. And because the pay-per-view was a fucking horror show, I am not going to be able to get through this without punishing myself for having to review this fucking pay-per-view. So, every time I find something I found extremely fucking stupid during the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, I'm taking a shot of delicious, delicious Jose Cuervo's Margarita, Strawberry Lime Margarita. It's fucking delicious. If you're 21, I highly suggest it. If you are a big bitch like me with alcohol, no, I'm just kidding, I'm not that bad. But if you want something that tastes good and gets you drunk, I suggest this. So every time I find something that I found extremely fucking stupid, I am going to take a shot, and it's going to be fucking delicious. We're taking one right off the bat because there is one thing that I have to mention that I think is extremely stupid. And, oh, fuck. I'm not even drunk yet, I already spilled. And that is the fact that the bar fight between Sheamus and Jeff Hardy got moved off of this pay-per-view. I think it should have been on the pay-per-view. It would have very well fit the pay-per-view theme because it probably would have been a cinematic match. And it would have been great because it would have fit the horror show theme, I think. Alright, so first things first, we have the very first match, a men's singles match that was announced like right before the show happened. And so me and Jesse didn't get the chance to predict it, and this is Kevin Owens versus Murphy. Murphy tried to end it really quickly. The pace slowed down between the two of them. Owens got a DDT. He was in control, took control. Murphy ended up taking control after lots of back and forth striking. Pop-up powerbomb was avoided. Murphy hit a big brainbuster, which was awesome. There was lots of hard hits between them. Murphy tried for a superplex to Owens, but Owens threw him down and then did a springboard moonsault, which was really fucking cool. Hit the super kick, then the stunner later in the match. Owens won, 10 out of 10, no predictions. It was a great match. Sadly, we didn't get to do the predictions as we found out after the pay-per-view had started. Like, I found out right after the pay-per-view had started, or else we would have put it up there, because I don't like doing... Because my work's data sucks. Like, I have very bad connection there. So it takes forever for my stuff to actually load up, so it probably would have loaded up after the match had happened. And Jesse and I had both agreed we would have definitely gone for Owens as the winner of that match. And so losing that, we would have kind of been dicks about it, and it would have looked like we cheated. So the startup for it was really horror-themed, bloody walls, showing a lot of destructive WWE matches, car crashes. Okay, then. I don't know where to go with this. Match number 2, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship Tables match. We had the New Day versus Cesaro and Nakamura. Jesse and I both predicted Cesaro and Nakamura. They took control over the New Day, but then the New Day started shifting the momentum. The New Day were in control, kicking Nakamura into the barricade and kicking Cesaro into the steps. Kofi fucking went nuts in this. Cesaro attacked Big E with the steps. The table was set up in the ring as Kofi is double-teamed. Big E sent Cesaro down outside, setting up to win the match. Cesaro saves Nakamura. Big E nearly spears Cesaro off the apron through the table, and I'm going to do a quick cutout for something that was really stupid. Corey said if he had even been a few more inches to the side, he would have went right through the table. The problem with that, Corey, is it means that Big E would have been spearing him over the steel steps, which would have been a very, very bad idea and a very dangerous stunt to pull off in WWE. So for that, salute. Fuck. It starts tasting like shit after a while. No, I'm just kidding. Table slammed into Kofi as he dives over the top rope. I thought that was a great fucking spot. So Big E, like, hoisted him over the top rope. There was a table down there. I think Cesaro or Nakamura was on the table. I can't fully remember. But basically Cesaro and Nakamura were up and they just fucking rammed the table into his face. It was beautiful. Big E is down again. Big E saved Kofi, but then he got double-teamed. He got caught with double knees as he goes to spear them off the apron. That's what you get for trying to spear two people. Nakamura set up on another table. Kofi dives down and gets a trust fall on Nakamura a little bit later. Big E gets the overhead belly-to-belly on Cesaro. They set up another table and then put one on top of one. Nakamura saves Cesaro, fighting between the teams. I thought it was going to be this was actually where I thought it was going. And I thought this would have been a good finish to the match. I would have been a little bit pissed and I would have taken a shot had this actually happened. But basically, Kofi, it was basically each member of the team was fighting someone else. And they were kind of close to tables. So if I remember correctly, it was Cesaro and Kofi on the top rope. And they were fighting by the two setup tables. And then Big E and Nakamura were over further away towards the other side of the ring fighting near a table. And so I thought what was going to happen is one member of each team was going to get slammed through the table, but it was going to go through at the same time. And they were going to call a double, like a no finish, a no contest. Both teams went through at the same time, and it was going to lead to another match. But I'm very glad that we did get a definitive end to this match, because that would have been kind of bullshit, especially with some of the matches later on down the card. Cesaro slammed down Big E into the ring after Nakamura sends Kofi outside. Swing into a dropkick, which I thought was great. I always love the swing getting incorporated into another move. Cesaro is fantastic. Nakamura sent into the side of the table outside. Kofi attacks Cesaro, goes for Rana, but Cesaro catches him. They set him up and they slam him down with a powerbomb through the double tables. Cesaro and Nakamura win 10 out of 10, 1-0 on predictions for both. The match was amazing, and sending Kofi through the two tables at the end with a beautiful powerbomb from up top I think it was a great choice to have that be the end of the match. You could have done a lot of different ends to how that match would have went. You could have done a lot of table spots, and I'm very glad that they did the powerbomb from up top through the double tables. I thought it was great. Match number 3, the SmackDown Women's Championship match with Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Prediction was Bayley for both. Even though we both love Nikki Cross, me and Jesse both absolutely fucking love Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. We just sadly couldn't see Nikki Cross winning this match, because we know that WWE has a long-term story to tell, and most likely what that story is Sasha versus Bayley at SummerSlam. At least that's the way it seemed, because it looked like SummerSlam was being set to go from Boston this year rather than Brooklyn, as NXT TakeOver was initially supposed to be Boston before SummerSlam. So, who knows? I guess we'll see. Bayley's control it, taunting her. She slapped her. She was being extremely cocky in the match, and then Nikki slapped her after Bayley had slapped her. God damn it. I typed Alexa by accident without even realizing it until just now. Swinging neckbreaker hit for a 2 count. Nikki is in control of the match. She had a lot of control in this match, so it actually looked like we could have been wrong, just like an Io Shirai situation where neither of us thought Io was going to win, and then she fucking won. Crossbody for a 2 count, and then another crossbody, and another 2 count. Crossbody off the apron to take Bayley down outside. Bayley slammed Nikki into the barricade twice. Sasha started taunting Nikki from the outside, which got on my fucking nerves. Bayley taunting Cole. Nikki disappeared and shows up on the other side, traps Bayley in the apron, gets her in the ring. The problem I have with this is Bayley took her time to taunt Cole rather than focus on the match, which shows Bayley's dumb. I'm not going to take a shot for that. That's just character being dumb. That's not WWE being dumb. We'll get to that in a bit. Starting on the second rope, mocks Bayley and hits Bayley. And of course, she did the thing that Bayley used to do before she hit the jumping elbow strike in the corner. Crossface in on Bayley. Bayley to belly for a 2 count. Superflex to Nikki for a 2 count. Nikki in control after Bayley hugs Sasha. Slams her into the turnbuckle. Again, that's another thing of character being stupid. I didn't really find it as stupid. Heels are notoriously dumb. Running Bulldog. Bayley ducks under a diving attack. Nikki still in control. Lots of near falls. Bayley set face first in the turnbuckle as Nikki sidesteps. Swinging draping neck breaker off the apron outside, which was a very fucking cool spot. Both back in the ring. Cross gets a 2 count. Sasha hands Bayley the brass knuckles while her boss ring hits her with it in the gut. Slams her down. Bayley wins 5.5 out of 10. 2-0 on predictions. Salute. Now, why was that one stupid? I know a lot of you were wondering. Because it was a shitty ending. It was a great match up until the ending, which, again, is going to be a theme of this here video. It was such a shitty ending. Like, they're trying to make this as a huge build, because she's on like a 280-something day title reign with the SmackDown Women's Championship. But the thing is, they're undermining her huge title reign by doing this shit. This is the problem I've always had with WWE and the way they book their heels, is they always use underhanded tactics. I get it occasionally, once in a while, if you're facing opponents that are tough for you. So let's use an example. Let's say The Miz is WWE champion. Actually, let's say The Miz is Intercontinental champion. WWE champion, we're just going to leave that one out of the way. Let's say Miz is Intercontinental champion. He's going up against somebody like Braun Strowman. He has John Morrison outside. They use underhand tactics so he can win. That makes sense. He's a bigger opponent. He's trying to use an underhanded tactic to win the match. However, Miz versus Dolph Ziggler, which he used plenty of underhanded tactics during that feud with Dolph Ziggler back in 2016 when the brand split first got reintroduced. Holy fucking shit. It made his title reign look like garbage because he used it every fucking match. It does not make your heels look smart and cunning when they cheat. It makes them look stupid if they do it too much. It makes them look weak if they do it too much. Focus on them actually being good wrestlers, because The Miz is fucking phenomenal in the ring. If you don't think The Miz is a great wrestler, then I'm sorry, but you're wrong. The Miz is great in the ring, and his style is great, even if it is a little bit safe, as some people say. But Bayley has a great in-ring style, especially with her new character. She's great with this new character. The problem is, she shouldn't have won this fight. She should have gotten a definitive victory if Nikki was really as bad as she said she was, and as underprepared and childish as Bayley said. She should have had an easy win. So why cheat for a victory you say is going to be easy? Yes, Nikki definitely showed that she's not going to be an easy win, but Bayley still could have pulled it off cleanly, and it still would have been fine. The problem is, now they screwed up this finish, and it's not going to be able to be fixed. But we'll get to that. We'll get to more of that in a little bit. Goes to a weird lab thing, shows Bray Wyatt as Dracula, obviously. Presents some real horrifying footage, and it's accidentally goes to the karaoke thing from 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to say nothing, because I skipped over it, because it was trash. I'm honestly so fucking excited for that match. I can't wait. That was the match I was the most excited for, and it was the match that paid off the most, in my opinion. So Lashley and MVP come out, and it's announced that Apollo is still injured from the attack by Lashley, so he cannot face MVP. So forfeit is done for Apollo, and MVP is now the United States champion. At least it's the way it seems. That's what the Wikipedia page for Extreme Rules says. I don't follow that completely, but again, it does say he won by forfeit. It doesn't say whether he's the newest champ or not. I thought they were going to come out for an open challenge so he could at least have a match, because they did this before, and I'll get to that in a minute. And again, it's another stupid thing. MVP declared himself he was the champ, and that was pretty fucking stupid. And then there was an ad for SummerSlam, but it had no cool nickname. Yeah, I didn't like this. I think Apollo and MVP are two people who could really do good work in the ring against each other, and the fact that they booked this match and had it so hyped up and so ready for it that they couldn't even do it because he's injured. I don't know if he's actually injured or if it's something else, but he's off the show for now. Whether it's because COVID or if he is legitimately injured or what have you, it's such a dumb reason to even prepare the match knowing he's most likely not going to be there. And him just declaring he's the champion is kind of also really stupid because, like, let's be honest, we want to watch MVP wrestle. He's fantastic in the ring. They've done this twice now with MVP. So last pay-per-view, they did MVP. They had booked MVP versus R-Truth in a singles match, which I was really excited for. And then during the match, like right before the match started, it changed to Lashley versus R-Truth. And it was bullshit. Like, they fucking built up one thing and then lied to us and did another. It was such bullshit. Like, why announce MVP versus R-Truth at all? Just announce it as Lashley versus R-Truth. We'll be fine with that. But yeah. Match number... If I don't kick my camera. Match number 4, the eye for an eye match. Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio. Prediction was Mysterio for both. I'm taking a shot now because this entire fucking match stipulation is stupid. So if you guys don't know what the match stipulation is from my predictions video, it was the only way to win is to pluck your opponent's eye out of its socket and completely take someone's eye out. Maim somebody in a wrestling match to win. So fucking dumb. They could have done any number of things with this fucking pay-per-view, with this match, and it would have been fine. And this match was great. Don't get me wrong. This match was great till the finish. I knew it was going to be a great match, but then the finish was going to ruin it. No matter what, the finish was always going to ruin this match. So when you get to the rating of this match, and you guys see that it's terrible, know it's because of the finish. It's not because of the actual match. The actual match was great, but the finish brought it down. So Rollins pulls some pliers from his jacket. This is about to be so fucking stupid. I was right. Mysterio attacks him from behind. Rollins takes over, though. Rey grabs the pliers, but Rollins rolls away. Pulls out a table and a toolbox. Rebar and a kendo stick are pulled out. Seth tries to stab his eye with the kendo stick. Rey's not his own. Hurricane Rana by Rey. Rollins dodges the 619. Falcon Arrow on the apron by Seth, which was really cool. Rollins gouges at the eye. Seth slams the rebar into the post because Rey ducks it. Rollins tries to shove his eye into the stairs, but Rey slid out on, and then Rey ended up sliding out on the table in a spot a little bit later. Seth basically threw him out and he slid right out on the table. He does that sliding frog splash thing he does. Seth tries to jam the chair into Mysterio's eye, holds him down with the chair, and thumbs the eye. Seth is losing it, trying to take out Ray's eye. He grabs a pen that is Joe's, and Samoa Joe is like, that's my pen. Ray trips Rollins up into the table corner, tries to use the chair to take Seth's eye. Rollins ties up Mysterio, but only ties one arm and doesn't even fully tie it to the rope. Moron. Rollins slam face first in the post, kendo stick to the gut. Samoa Joe 2020. This is the best line I think I heard all night. Rey Mysterio is going to have quite the upset tummy later on. Samoa Joe 2020. It was talking about all the rebar and kendo stick shots he was taking to the gut. Like all the shots to the gut and the chest area. He's going to have an upset tummy because of that. I thought it was the best line Samoa Joe has fucking called in a while. Seth sets kendo stick up in the corner. He tries to slam Rey into it, but Rey avoids it, catching his foot right on the post just before he would have hit it. Takes control of the match after that. Hits a frog splash, gouges the eye. Rollins fights him off. Curb stomp is avoided. Tornado DDT to Rollins. Mysterio slamming the kendo stick across the eyes of Rollins, which I thought was a really cool spot. Slides out the ring and hits the powerbomb, sending Rollins into the barricade again. Breaks the kendo stick and takes the piece to Rollins. Seth fights it away a bit, but then Rey starts stabbing his fucking eye with it. 619 to Rollins. Curb stomp to Rollins as they fight by the steps. Takes the cover off his other eye. Says, look what you did, Seth. And you can see like it's a contact, most likely. But it's like completely white, so it's kind of acting like he can't see out of it. Jams Seth's eye into the corner of the steps, but Rollins saved himself by going low. Seth Rollins, kicking people in the balls since 2015. Then kicks his head into the barricade. Curb stomp to Mysterio. Fights him over to the steps. Seth jams his eye into it. Mysterio begs for him to stop. And then as Seth like pulls away and goes to check again and goes to like actually jam his eye in again, you see Seth walk away because Mysterio's eye is completely out. Like Mysterio's eye is out, and you can clearly tell it's a prop. I'm gonna talk about it in a minute, but you can clearly tell it's not really his eye. But then I don't know if this was scripted or not. I would love it if this wasn't scripted. Seth walks away to the other side of the area and pukes. I thought it was fucking hilarious. But because this match was fucking stupid, Rollins wins the match. 4.5 out of 10. 2-1 on predictions. Dominic follows Rey to the back, holding what I'm pretty sure, again, like I said, is a fake eye. The crowd is like, what the hell, Seth? They're like shaming Seth for it. Rey called for this match, you morons. Like, okay, I think this match is retarded as fuck. I think this entire feud has been stupid since it's pretty much inception when Seth got congratulated by Rey on the kid and then fucking lost it on Rey after. The problem I have is the fact that Rey is the one who called for this match. He said this is what the match stipulation is going to be. He's the one who decided how you win this match. Why the fuck is Seth getting the hate for the one who being the one who finished it? Like, would Rey have gotten the same hate had it been the other way around? Had Seth been the one with losing an eye? Now, what I'm assuming is going to happen is Rey is going to put the cover back on his eye, and it's just going to be covered up so you don't really see that he has no, so you can still, he still has his eye and he can still see through it, but we can't tell that his eye is still there. Other than that, which I'll actually get to some other stuff that they talked about a bit later on about his eye, and yeah. Bayley acts all sympathetic, talking to Rey, and then gets cocky, of course, saying, no, you don't have double vision, I still am a double champ. She's getting some real cheap heat trying to attack this storyline, which, like, I get it, it's cool, like, cool, you're trying to get some heat, but, like, you're better than that. You're a better heel than cheap heat. Like, you don't need to go after it. That's a Baron Corbin thing to do. Baron Corbin does that, and it works for his character, because he's a cynical asshole. Bayley's character is less of a cynical asshole. She's more of a cunt. She's more of a cunt-style character, kind of like Vicky Guerrero was back in the day. But she's more of a set-up character as she's cocky because she knows she can do good. She doesn't need to really attack somebody like Rey Mysterio, a legend like that, although they've been attacking like Lita and Trish Stratus recently. But then I saw something on Twitter saying Rey Mysterio just had the worst year. It shows his eye out, and then it shows him getting his eye stabbed. It shows him getting choked out by Shayna Baszler, and then it also shows him getting thrown off the building by Baron Corbin. I'm like, dude, 2020 has been a shit year for all of us, but Rey Mysterio, besides what's happened to him in the wrestling ring, he got COVID. He was one of the first people in WWE to test positive for COVID-19. He got it, like, straight up. So it's like one of those things of, yeah, man, he's had a pretty fucking shitty year. Match number 5, the Raw Women's Championship match, Asuka versus Sasha Banks. Prediction was Asuka for both. I'm just going to take a shot now because I knew shenanigans were going to happen in this, but the stupidity means I need to take a shot first and a shot second. This one drove me to drink. Like, I'm not kidding. I went into my kitchen, grabbed this, and just started fucking chugging it because this match's fucking finish was so goddamn stupid. And you guys are going to see how stupid. Like, I'm talking Brock Lesnar fucking walking out with Money in the Bank stupid. Pretty good match to start. Asuka gets a pretty brutal kick to Sasha's face. Bank statement is locked in, but Sasha tries for many, many shitty pinfalls. Asuka gets an armbar in, but Sasha breaks the submission. Big knee to the face as Sasha jumps off the top rope, which I thought was a really good spot. It like fit really well into the way they were trying to play the match or have the match choreographed, which was really cool. I liked it. Hip attack sends Banks down to the outside. Banks tries for the sunset flip to the outside, but Asuka reverses it and then hits a sliding knee attack. Sasha twists the fingers of Asuka, wrenching the arm now, trying to make it difficult for her, most likely to lock in the Asuka lock and win the match. Sasha's in control of the match. Asuka getting kicks Sasha in the face repeatedly. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Spinning back fist, Sasha slams Asuka face first in the second turnbuckle. Sasha's hung up on the ropes as Asuka kicks her legs out from under her. You don't see that a whole lot, the women getting hung up by the ropes. If you guys don't know what that means, it basically... So let's say this is the rope and this is the person's leg, so they're standing on it. That's getting hung up in the ropes. It's getting it right there. Sasha didn't exactly get it like that. She got it more of... She was on the second turnbuckle and Asuka kicked one of her legs out, and she like fell backwards. So like this is the turnbuckle. She like fell backwards and then it was split between the two sides. It was really fucking weird, but I thought it was a really cool spot regardless. Double knees to Sasha, hip attack avoided. Sasha pulls her to the apron and tries to suplex her off the apron, but Asuka fights that off, but then is eventually slammed to the barricade. Banks heads up top after they get back in the ring for a frog splash and a 2 count. Banks' statement is locked in. Asuka gets the rope. Asuka blasts Sasha with forearm strikes after Banks ran her mouth because that's what you deserve. German suplex into the ring. Asuka bridges and gets a 2 count. It looked a little bit fucked up. Like she was trying to go for the Asuka lock and then the suplex just didn't get hit right. Asuka hits the kicks, hits a third German suplex. She hit another one earlier on from up top, which also looked pretty botched. I couldn't tell for sure. Hip attack for a 2 count. Banks with a big knee strike for a 2 count. Sasha reverses a big German suplex from up top, then slips on the ropes and hurts herself. Wait, this is the one. Yells at the ref basically to fuck off. Asuka lock is almost in, but Bayley gets involved. Kairi attacks her. Bayley to belly to Kairi. Roll up for a 2 count. Another roll up. Some botches. Oops. Asuka lock. Bayley slides the title in as Sasha taps. We're distracting the ref. There's a kick to Bayley. Sasha has the title. Ref fights it off. At this point, a little bit before that, Kairi gave the miss to Asuka. Asuka goes to hit it. Sasha ducks, so it gets the ref in the face. Bayley attacks Asuka. The ref not being able to see this because he's on the ground in pain because he has green mist in his face. Bayley steals the ref shirt and counts a false pin. That was so fucking dumb. And why I said I'm not counting things from the Wikipedia page, although it does say that, yes, technically MVP won by forfeit. It also says Sasha Banks won this match, although Bayley was not a legal referee at the time. It was not a special guest referee match. Bayley had no authority to do this. Someone mentioned on Twitter saying, oh, are we not going to mention Paul Heyman going into an ECW pay-per-view and counting a pinfall? Yeah, but the difference is Paul Heyman was the authority figure. He had the authority to count that pinfall. Bayley has no authority here. She's just there. She's Sasha's friend. She's just there. It was such a fucking dumb finish to the match. It was a non-finish, in my opinion. Because it's not a real win for Sasha, obviously. Both of them can fuck off. Both Bayley and Sasha, with their cheering bullshit at the end, can fuck off. What is most likely going to happen is tonight on Raw, they're going to explain it as Asuka misted the ref. She's disqualified. Still the champion, but Sasha wins the match. Most likely leading to Sasha and Asuka having a rematch for the title. Hopefully that Asuka will fucking win. Because get your bullshit out of here with that fucking finish. That sucked ass. So yes, non-finish. That's what I'm counting it as. 0 out of 10. 2-2 on predictions. I give it a 0 out of 10 because that finish fucked the entire match. That was actually a great match. I don't personally really enjoy Sasha Banks' mic work or in-ring work. I'm not a huge fan of her. I was a huge fan of Charlotte, and I was a huge fan of her, but then their feud in 2016 over the Raw Women's Championship, which lasted for the entire goddamn year, pretty much, probably longer, and is still pretty much kind of a huge feud between them. Every time they fucking face, that feud gets brought up. The fucking feud that killed my spirit for a fucking year, and maybe fucking have to be subjected to Dana Brooke for a year, ruined my opinion of Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair. That's why I don't really like either of them. So it's actually a really good Sasha Banks match. But then it got ruined because of a stupid fucking shitty finish. Then they explain how Ray will most likely be able to keep his vision if certain things are still attached. With science terms and nerd words that I didn't write down because I didn't give a fuck after that fucking Raw Women's Championship match. I gave up on really giving a shit about most of this pay-per-view. Match number 6, the WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre vs. Dolph Ziggler. Prediction was McIntyre for both. Dolph has apparently chosen something the WWE Universe has never seen before, as quoted by commentary. I can't remember who's on commentary. Samoa Joe, I think it was Tom Phillips who said it specifically. So he chooses an Extreme Rules match just for him. Only he gets to use weapons and stuff. There's count out and DQ for Drew. It's normal match stuff for Drew. If he gets counted out or DQ'd, he gets the championship goes to Dolph if Drew is disqualified or counted out. What fucking time machine did they go through? They went back to 2010 Vicky Guerrero, Dolph Ziggler. What the fuck idea had Ziggler goes for a weapon immediately. The stipulation was pretty dumb. Sets up for the Claymore as he's in control, but Ziggler rolls out. Superkick is avoided as he dodges a chair strike and tosses outside. Ziggler fights outside, destroying Drew as best he can, grabs out a table and sets it up as Drew rolls in. Drew sets up for a suplex, almost suplexes him through the table, but then's like, fuck, I gotta do this differently. Suplexes him away from the table. Smart Drew. He rolls in. He hits a big powerbomb as they go back in. Low blow to Drew. Dolph attacking with steel chairs. Drew is slammed with a chair onto the back of another chair. So his throat is on another chair as he's bending over, and Dolph just goes whap and just right into the back of the fucking chair. It was brutal and beautiful at the same time. Beautiful, as I like to call it. Dolph is slammed on the announce desk. Drew's in control now. Sets the table up. Goes to belly. Dolph into the barricade. Famous are off the table. Drew up top. Dolph avoids. Sleeper's locked in. Rope is grabbed, but Dolph's rules. Ziggler sending Drew into the post. Clothesline taking down Dolph. Dolph is slammed in the plexiglass. Elbow in the corner. Reverse Alabama slam. Drew's knee is hit by a chair. Zigzag. Dolph is tossed outside. Super kick. Drew on the table. Elbow drop through the table to Drew. Drew in at 9. Dolph whines a little bit. Glasgow kisses hit. Famouser, zigzag, rock bottom the chair because it's not Uranagi. Uranagi's are fucking different. Stop calling the rock bottom a goddamn Uranagi. 2 count. Dolph is pissed. His plan failed and he's having a full-on meltdown, throwing the chairs out, hitting the plexiglass, trying to scare the other wrestlers. Set up for the super kick. As he starts to go for it, Claymore, 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre wins 10 out of 10, 3-2 on predictions. It was a pretty dumb decision for the stipulation, but personally speaking, I like the outcome of the match. The match ended up being a lot better. I think the stipulation was pretty fucking stupid, but it may have just been the alcohol or the endings of the previous matches that made me enjoy the match more, but fuck yeah, that match was great. Like I said, I think this bottle was there when I started last night, and it was where my thumb's at when I ended. So I drink a lot, okay? From one match. I was pissed. Match number 7, the Wyatt Swamp Fight. Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. Prediction was Wyatt for both. Wyatt is rocking on his chair as Braun pulls up. Cuts to black after Braun says, I'm home. Braun smashes the chair. Boars scaring Braun. Then some bunnies, then some buzzards. And then random people start attacking him. Wyatt has some videos cutting in saying, yay, Braun, he's our man. If he can't beat them, no one can, I think is what he said. Shovel to the back. And then Strowman staring up at himself. It was a little weird. It was him who hit himself with the shovel, but his Wyatt family version. Hits him again, this time in the face. Cut to Braun in the room with the light chained up. Creepy Doll, Bray's original theme with the lantern, which I thought was great. Braun saying he hates Bray, how he can be so mean. How can he be so mean to Bray? He gave him everything, guys. Bray creepily petting Braun, lecturing Braun about the prophecy, refuses to rejoin and do Bray's bidding. Sister Abigail shows up with a snake, and the snake attacks. Cut to Braun fighting more random dudes by a fire. Some non-masked guy is now attacking him by the fire. He ends up getting lit on fire, and Braun just fucking laughs it off. Like, laughs at it. It's fucking hilarious to him. Pretty sure the guy without the mask was an actual licensed stuntman, or else they probably would not have lit him on fire, because fire stunts are fucking risky, guys. Sister Abigail calls to him in a very familiar voice. Lo and behold, it's Alexa Bliss. Playing with his, Bray was playing with his head using Alexa's and Braun's past friendship to get to him. He falls towards her. Bray then attacks him, gouging his eyes and I think suffocating him. Braun slams him into a boat. It motors out into the middle of the swamp, but then the boat starts coming back as Braun walks away. It's empty as Braun walks over to check it. He gets attacked with an oar out of fucking nowhere. And they sort of gets baptized / drowned in the swamp. But then he resurfaces with Bray nowhere to be found. Bray attacks him with the oar again, fighting on the deck, attacking him repeatedly in what I can only assume is a boathouse. Bray screams as he looks away and says, "Look what you made me do." Braun then Spartan kicks him into the fucking swamp. Braun is trying to find him, and out pops Bray's hand for the mandible claw. The fucking copyright logo actually showed up in the bottom right corner, so we're like, fuck, that was it? What? Pulls him in, both of them are surfacing, so Braun surfaced, went down. It was bubbling more. Bray surfaced, it went down, and then all of a sudden the water was blood red. I don't know if it was supposed to be insinuating hell or one of them got fucking eaten or what was going on. And then out pops Senor Spooky himself, the Fiend. He laughed, and then Braun was kind of laughing as well in the background with, I think, the Bray by himself. Bray won, 20 out of 10, 4-2 on predictions. It was a confusing, beautiful mess, and has basically gone to what me and Jesse thought their feud was going to be going to. The Fiend versus Braun for the Universal Championship, most likely, at SummerSlam. And it pays off with them because I hope it does actually happen. And it pays off with them because this feud's getting really fucking good. And it's actually kind of making me and Jesse like Braun. His promo last week on SmackDown, as well as 2 weeks ago, which we didn't actually get to see because our fucking... there's weather watch alerts during the fucking show recording, and we actually missed a lot of it. And yeah, we missed the whole ending promo thing with Bray and Braun laughing at each other, which kind of sucked. But we're actually starting to like Bray because he's actually getting really good on the mic, and I mean, his in-ring work probably still needs work, but on the mic he's really good. As a whole, I give the pay-per-view 3 stars. A lot of matches had really dumb endings. I'm looking at you, eye for an eye match, and both women's championship matches. You both fucking sucked. The tag team match, Swamp Fight, and the WWE Championship matches were great. Owens and Murphy put on a great match, obviously, and the